The streets of Seoul were unnaturally quiet that night. A thin mist clung to the ground, and the only sound breaking the silence was shallow, ragged breathing. On the side of the road lay Lee Min-jae, the second son of the most feared mafia family in Korea. His tailored black suit was torn and soaked in blood. A bullet had ripped through his side, and his trembling hand pressed hard against the wound, trying to stop the warm liquid from spilling out. He knew he had to move. If he stayed here exposed, his enemies, or worse, the police, would find him. But every attempt to shift sent bolts of agony through his body. His vision blurred. For the first time in years, the mafia prince who never feared death felt its icy grip closing in. Headlights cut through the fog. A car slowed, brakes squeaking softly before pulling over. The door opened, and a woman stepped out. She did not belong to his world. She was tall, with smooth, dark skin that seemed to glow beneath the streetlights. Her curls were tied back neatly, her walk carrying the confidence of someone who saved lives for a living. Dr. Ayanna Roberts, 30 years old, was on her way home from a long shift. But the moment she saw the bleeding man sprawled on the curb, her instincts took over. "Oh my God," she gasped, rushing toward him. She knelt beside him without hesitation. "Sir, can you hear me? You've been shot." Her voice was urgent, but calm, the calm that came from years of medical training. Min-jae blinked up at her, dazed by the sudden angel crouching at his side. With surprising strength, he gripped her wrist. His voice came out hoarse. "Don't call the hospital." Ayanna frowned, already reaching for her phone. "You need a trauma team. You're losing too much blood." "No hospital," he growled, his dark eyes locking on hers with desperate intensity. "Promise me." She hesitated. His expensive clothes, the gun tucked beneath his jacket, the cold glint of power in his gaze, everything about him screamed danger. But he was dying, and she had sworn an oath to save lives no matter who they belonged to. Finally, she shoved her phone back into her pocket. "Fine. But if I don't do something fast, you'll bleed out right here. Can you stand?" "Help me," he muttered through clenched teeth. She ducked under his arm, shocked at how heavy he was, and half dragged, half guided him toward her car. The effort nearly toppled them both, but somehow she managed to push him into the back seat. Her heart raced, but her hands were steady. As she drove, she kept glancing at him in the rearview mirror. His head lolled to the side, but his eyes never left her. Even pale and bleeding out, his gaze was sharp, possessive, memorizing her face. "You're insane," she muttered under her breath. "I should be calling the police. Instead, I'm bringing a wounded criminal into my home. What am I doing?" From the back seat came the faintest smirk. "You're saving me." By the time she pulled into the underground parking of her apartment, his breathing was shallow. She rushed to his side, dragging his heavy frame upstairs into her small but tidy living room. She laid him on the couch and sprinted to grab her emergency medical kit. Her hands moved quickly. Gloves, antiseptic, surgical tools. She ripped his shirt open, exposing a chest covered with scars from old battles. And there, dangerously close to a vital artery, was the bullet wound. "This is going to hurt," she warned, her voice steady. Min-jae gave a faint chuckle, though it came out more like a groan. "Pain and I are old friends. Continue." She worked fast, sterilizing her tools, numbing the area as best she could and digging the bullet out. He gritted his teeth, refusing to cry out, his dark eyes locked on her face the entire time. Her brow glistened with sweat as she stitched the wound with careful precision. When it was over, she sat back, exhaling heavily. "You're lucky I found you. Another hour and you'd be dead." His gaze softened just slightly. "What's your name?" She hesitated. "Ayanna." "Ayanna," he repeated, tasting the name on his tongue. His lips curled into a faint smirk. "You saved me tonight. That means you're mine now." Her head snapped up, eyes narrowing. "Excuse me, don't flatter yourself. I did my job. Tomorrow you're gone, understand?" But Min-jae was already slipping into unconsciousness, a faint smirk still playing on his lips. Ayanna sat back, her heart pounding. She told herself she didn't care who he was. Tomorrow, he'd be gone, and her life would return to normal. But deep down, she knew nothing about tonight was normal. And this man, this dangerous wounded devil, was about to change everything.